Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and it is nice to see you guys on a Friday afternoon. And I also want to remind you all that you can find my podcast on Spotify. Just look up Boyce Watkins on Spotify, and you'll find the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. You'll also find Dr. Boyce Daily, where I talk about what's happening in the stock market and a lot of other things that you can grab on the internet, including all of our ladies at Fly Nubian Money. We've got Black women that are brilliant, Black women that are experts in real estate, Black women that are experts in stock market investing, Black women that are experts in entrepreneurship, Black women that have raised millions and millions of dollars. So we've got some really amazing people connected with us in the Black Business School. So I hope you guys would take a look at some of that stuff. The Fly Nubian Money platform is also on Spotify. But anyway, with that being said, how's everybody doing today? Give me a quick yes. Let me know you can hear me okay. Give me a quick yes. Let me know my audio is coming through good. And also, I'm going to share some information with you guys today. And then you stay to the end of the video. I have a stock that I just bought that I believe is going to make all of us some money. Again, no guarantees, but I do believe the stock's going to make money, and I do put my money where my mouth is. All right, so thank you, Eric and Kenneth and Rhonda and Don and Dimitri, Kimbrough and Miss Bird. Kenneth Wynn, Armando Walls, good to see you. Terry Wilson, Armando's out of Owensboro, Kentucky. Man, y'all got some fast sprinters down there. Y'all near Paducah? Because I remember Paducah Tillman used to have the best sprinters ever. The guy named Randy Wyatt back in the day. It was kind of amazing. Kentucky's my state, by the way. Anyway, with that said, let me hop into it. All right, so here is what I just found that I think you guys are going to be really excited about. I just read that there are studies showing that right now African Americans are killing it when it comes to starting businesses. That we are literally blowing away the competition as it pertains to business creation, wealth creation, all kinds of stuff. And I think we have every reason to be super proud of that, because basically we are the least economically advantaged group of people in America. We are the ones who are owed reparations because we've been spit on, screwed over, and and kind of left behind financially. And that's something I've been fighting against for the last 20 years. You guys know, since the early 2000s, when I was on the faculty of Syracuse, I've been speaking consistently about the creation of Black entrepreneurship, the preservation, the protection, and the growth of Black wealth, Black legacy building, extremely important for all of us. And I'm gonna tell you, it looks like the work is paying off, because right now there are so many Black-owned businesses that are emerging right now. In fact, according to the Census Bureau, between 2017 and 2020, Black business ownership grew by 38%. There are about 3.12 million Black-owned businesses in the U.S. as of 2022. Black women are leading the charge. Did y'all hear that? Black women are leading the charge. And I'm gonna just tell you, fellas, I hope that you are okay with that. I hope that we don't want to be the jerks that act all crazy because our woman is making money and she's doing good. I got a woman that makes money. My woman makes a decent amount of money. She could do good all by herself if she wanted to, but she understands the importance of having a good Black man in her life, and I wanted to be that guy. And I can tell you that there's so many benefits to having a wife that is able to do her thing, right? I think that it's unfortunate that we have a lot of men who, for whatever reason, have been taught to sort of be intimidated or afraid of or irritated by a woman making her own money. Now, at the same time, though, I think that does require compromise from both parties, right? I don't think that a woman making money necessarily means she's wearing the pants and she's got to be the man, though, because your man wants to be the man. And if you're the man instead of him, then why do you need a man? Because you already got one, right? Unless he's going to a Diddy party, he don't want to be in the house with another dude. So let's just be clear. It's no particular person's fault, no particular gender's fault. But I encourage you, whatever kind of person you are, that you find somebody that can complement what you're doing, somebody that respects and appreciates what you're doing. And I'm going to tell you, I believe Black women love us. I believe the majority. Sure, we got knuckleheads and people that are a little bit sick out here, but at the end of the day, collectively, I think Black women love us to the ends of the earth. And I want to say thank you to all of you who have had our backs. Now, with that said, let me give you some more stats about Black-owned businesses that are very encouraging. This is just the beginning, though, and I'm going to tell you why this is just the beginning. Also, the digital transformation was big. Many Black-owned businesses shifted to e-commerce during the pandemic. I want to say the number I saw was $150 billion. $150 billion being generated by Black-owned businesses. So the revenue growth has been quite significant, and I think that is amazing. So first off, let's just clap for ourselves, because we are some bad mofos. I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling awfully black and proud right now, knowing that we are getting it done. We're getting it in. We're making it happen. I don't think any group of people, let's just take a moment, just reflect on the extraordinary, the excitement I have about being black, and that we all should have. Look, nobody else could go through what we went through and come back the way we come back. Let's just start right there. I think that if you look throughout the world, you won't find any other group of people that survived the slave dungeons, survived the Middle Passage, where half the slaves died on the ship, survived 250 years of the most brutal slavery in the history of mankind, survived another 100 years of Jim Crow, survived another 40 years of mass incarceration, survived all kinds of whatever they're doing to you right now when they took over hip hop and got us somehow worshiping sex traffickers and acting a damn fool, right? I think that the fact that we've been able to emerge out of that and still be just as amazing as we are when we're at our best, that right there is something to be proud of, right? And I think that it's something to remember, because what they tend to do is they don't tend to market the best of us; they tend to market the worst of us. I saw Taylor Swift doing a promo for her concert, and she was playing this Sexy Red music. And if y'all don't know Sexy Red, don't worry about it. Don't even Google her. Sexy Red. Just imagine a rapper that might make you vomit. She might make you vomit a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. You don't want your daughter. No disrespect to Sexy. She, the poor thing, probably went through some stuff, but you don't want your little girl growing up. So if you ever hear your daughter say, "Mommy, when I grow up, I want to be like Sexy Red," you need to do an intervention really quickly. Maybe an exorcist. Call the priest. You got to do the exorcist, because that's not good for society, because poor Sexy's probably got a lot of problems that tend to come with, rapping about how you'd sell your vagina for, $1.50 in a bag of potato chips. But with that said, though, that's what they tend to market. They market the worst of us. They market the part of us that needs help, the part of us that needs repair, the part of us that's traumatized. Nothing's more interesting than traumatized people acting out. That's why we make good for reality TV. But but then there's a whole gang of us. There's millions of us that are healing. There are millions of us that are not perpetuating generational curses. We're breaking them. There are millions of us that are educating our kids. There are millions of us that are building our wealth. There are millions of us that are making healthy choices financially, emotionally, spiritually. There are millions of us that are eating the right foods. There are millions of us who are trying to grow. And so I want to give credit to all of you that to some extent may not feel like you're being seen by society, but you're definitely being seen by me. And that's all I see, honestly. That's what I see. That's what I'm focused on, because you're going to build the future. You're going to make us great again. Right. So with that said, I'm going to mention the stock that I like in 1 second. Could you do me a favor, please, and hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you have not done that yet. And also, Rhonda mentions Dr. Alicia's event. Yeah, in case you don't know, my badass black wife is a licensed therapist and a full professor of social work. And in fact, she's such a good therapist. She actually trains licensed therapists on how to be a therapist. That's how OG she is in the game. She's still young and beautiful and gorgeous, but she's definitely got the skill set to take you to the next level. So if you want to learn more about what Alicia does and about what she was doing last night, you can go to draliciawellness.com. What she did was she broke down trauma and how trauma affects your life expectancy. Trauma affects your relationships. Trauma affects your mental health in significant ways. It also affects your financial habits. And in fact, talking with my wife is what led us in the Black Business School to create the first ever Black financial therapy department. Because I said, you know what? We need therapy. We need somebody that's going to help us with our mindset, and not just with money, but with everything else that matters more than money, because mindset is everything. Give me a yes if you agree. Mindset is everything. And if you don't agree with me, then change your mindset. That's it. I mean, if you have the right mindset, you can do anything. If you have the wrong mindset, you can't do nothing. I'll say it again. If you have the right mindset, you can do anything. If you have the wrong mindset, you can't do nothing. And so one thing my wife does to contribute to the movement is she does Mental Health Mondays on the Fly Nubian Queen Network. If you'd like to be invited, just text the word love to the number 87948. If you text love to 87948, she'll send you an invitation. She also does, she's doing something this week with the brothers. They had this great documentary about little Black girls reconnecting with their dads who are incarcerated. Through a daddy-daughter dance. And it was really a touching documentary, and it really explored what happens with our families, how a lot of us can't move forward because of what happens through some of these things that people do to us, like mass incarceration. My daddy went to prison. My brother went to prison. I had a lot of people in my family who went to prison, and it's devastating. It's absolutely freaking devastating. So anyway, long story short, we understand that solving the Black wealth problem can't just focus on wealth. You can't just talk about the economics. It's like if you're a school teacher and you have a kid that's showing up to school, he's hungry and he's abused. You can't just focus on math and focus on English and teach him math and English. You're going to have to be a part-time social worker. So I'm really happy to marry a social worker and a therapist because we can explore these things. So anyway, draliciawellness.com is the website you can go to if you want to see what she did last night. She is doing a Healing Haven, a small group therapy for over, I think, 6 weeks. And you guys can take a look at that. And also she'll be at the All Black National Convention, which is just a few days away. It's October 25th through the 27th. It's going to be in Chicago or Lombard, Illinois, which is right outside of Chicago. And this is where we gather amazing people from around the world who care about the Black community, who want to lend their expertise, who want to connect with other like-minded people. And that's going to be happening next week. Like one of the people that's coming in is a sister you might have seen this morning. Her name is Shalay Camilo. Shalay was literally abandoned by her dad when she was in high school. Her father just, according to Shalay, she says, he just kind of left the family and they were homeless. They were sleeping in the church, sleeping, in the car, sleeping at relatives' houses. And what that did with Shalay was that motivated her to become a real estate agent. She said, after going through that, after dealing with homelessness, I swore I would never, ever, ever go through that again. So what she did was when she was 18 years old, this is when her superpower emerged. When Shalay was 18 years old, she actually went and got a real estate license, from what I understand, at 18. And next thing you know, she became one of the best real estate brokers out here and a multimillionaire and just really kicking butt and taking names. And Shalay is one of our speakers at the All Black National Convention. Shalay, there she is on the screen. You can see her there. She's going to be at the ABNC if you want to meet her directly, along with brother Nuri Muhammad, the rapper D1. He's come to several of our conventions. Lamar Tyler, the Black millionaire maker, is going to be there. Dr. Ken Harris, one of the greatest Black leaders in this country. He runs the Black Business League, where they bring together hundreds of Black-owned businesses and connect them with trade routes in Africa. There's so many amazing, I can't even name everybody, but literally the convention is where it's at. It's better than Harvard, better than Yale, better than any place you'll ever see our people gather. Now, with that said, let me circle back to the topic. Hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. So we were talking about Black-owned businesses and how the studies are showing that Black people are building businesses faster than anybody else. We are taking the lead, y'all. We are kicking ass and taking names. We are becoming what we're supposed to be. We're becoming thoroughbreds in this whole business creation space. And it's beautiful because what it really shows is how sometimes tough times, when they require you to find a way to make a way, you become better than you would have been if everything had been given to you, right? Do you get what I'm saying? Like sometimes you go through adversity and the adversity makes you tough. You go through a trial and a tribulation, and that trial becomes an opportunity, an invitation for a major come up for you. So really, that's what's happening. You're in the beginning phases of the great Black come up. Now, people always talk in politics about Project 2025. Project 2025. The Republicans are going to. I don't care about Project 2025 because I'm not worried about what somebody's going to do to me. What they need to worry about is what we're going to do to them. You understand? We ain't got to always be on defense. We can also play offense. And before they created Project 2025, I created something in 2013 called Project 2070. Do y'all know about Project 2070? How many of y'all know about Project 2070? Give me a yes in the chat if you've heard me talk about this. In 2013, I created Project 2070. I presented it to people like Dr. Cornel West, Reverend Jesse Jackson, and lots of other people around the country. I talked to these individuals about this Minister Louis Farrakhan. I talked to him about it, and I said, I believe that by the year 2070, 2 generations from now, if we plant the proper seeds, that Black people can be the number one group of people on the planet when it comes to wealth creation and the understanding of economics. I believe we can be better than the Arabs. We could be better than the Jews. We could be better than white folks. We can be better than Asian folks. I know that we can do this. We just have to be focused in our efforts and make sure we make this happen. So at that time in 2013, Farrakhan sat with me in Chicago. We had a major event in Chicago where the minister and I talked for 2.5 hours about all different kinds of things going on in the community. And there was a group of people there and we had a great time and learned a lot. And I also did the same thing in New York with Dr. Cornel West. We also had a summit in D.C. I brought in Dr. Steve Perry, one of the great educators in our country. And then the same year, Russell Simmons and I worked on a major mass incarceration campaign where we convinced the Obama administration to change their incarceration policy. It was a big fight. It was ugly. They didn't like it, but we stood our ground, and shout out to Russell for standing his ground as well. I don't know nothing about the other crazy shenanigans going on in hip hop, but I can confirm in my experience, Russell stood on business and followed through. And that's why I have that respect for him. The other stuff, I don't know nothing about. With that being said, though, here's the deal. We're only in about year 11 of Project 2070. Project 2070 was designed to be a 57-year plan. So we're in year 11 and we're already starting to take the lead. We're in year 11 and we already got everybody talking about generational wealth. So y'all don't understand. Back in 06, 07, when I would go on the Wendy Williams show and talk about black folks building generational wealth, I got made fun of. The urban radio stations didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to talk about this stuff. And but I just kept on going with that. And next thing you know, I think that it's become a thing. I really think that it's something everyone is aware of or conscious of on some level. Now, here's what has to happen. That we got to start easing into phase two. Phase two, pay attention now. Here's what I need y'all to understand. Phase two is where we don't just create the businesses. We got to learn how to run the businesses, right? We got to learn how to build the businesses. Phase two is where we're not having 45-year-olds like all of us who are playing catch up, who are being introduced to generational wealth for the first time at the age of 40, 45. A lot of y'all are in that category. No disrespect. None. I mean, all of us kind of got bamboozled, right? But in phase two, we don't have the 45-year-old trying to play catch up. We have the 45-year-old who's teaching his 6-year-old son and his 5-year-old daughter about these concepts early. Do you understand? That's phase two. Phase two is where you don't grow into it or connect to it. You're born in it. You understand? Phase two means our kids are born in generational wealth. Our kids are swimming in black wealth at an early age. Our kids are swimming in the skill sets required to run businesses that are going to become great in the next 20 or 30 years. Our kids it's part of their DNA. Do you understand? They're not trying to break old habits and replace them with new habits like a lot of us are doing at the age of 40. No, they're born into the habit. They don't know nothing else. They don't know nothing but ownership. They don't know nothing but real estate. They don't know nothing but stocks and bonds and investing and running a business. They don't know nothing but ownership. That's all they know. You understand? That's phase two. And so to get the kids ready for phase two, and remember, they're not the ones that are going to complete Project 2070. It'll be their children that complete the project. It's not even going to be them, but you're going to raise them in the culture. Do you understand? You're going to raise them in the culture. And when you raise them in the culture, your little 9-year-old is going to own stock. They're going to own $10,000 worth of stock by the time they're 10 years old. Your little 12-year-old daughter is going to be talking about getting her first property. You're going to see a group of 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds that are sitting around talking about how they can start businesses together. They're going to learn how the value of things like relationships so they can learn how to create systems and delegate so they're not having a bunch of businesses that have one person running the whole damn business. You're going to see teams of people emerging with a decent amount of capital that are going to understand what is required to actually build wealth in this country. They're not going to be hoodwinked and bamboozled for 20 years and then figure it out when they're 35 or 40. They're going to go straight to the money, straight to the wealth. They're going to know exactly where the money's at. Do you understand? So this is phase two. We're entering into phase two of Project 2070. I probably won't live to see the end of this. I won't. I based on life expectation, maybe I'll make it to 2040, maybe 2045. If I'm lucky, 2050 and beyond. I have no idea. Maybe Elon Musk will invent a pill that lets us live to be 200 years old or something. But the reality at the end of the day is that it takes multiple generations to become economically powerful. I believe we can do it in about 2.5. I do. And we've already done the first half of one generation almost. I believe that in 2.5 generations, that's why I picked 2070, and I wrote all about it in my book. You can have it for free. It's online somewhere for free. It's called It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, A New Paradigm for Black America. In that book, I break down Project 2070, and I want that to be our vision as we go forward, or one of the visions that you consider as you look at where we're going in the future. Stop being scared of Project 2025. When you are wealthy in America, can't nobody really oppress you like that. When your kids understand economics and power and everything else, it's much harder to oppress a wealthy person than it is to oppress a poor person. Part of the reason you get oppressed is because you're black, but also blackness tends to be connected to poverty because there's a poverty mentality that is passed on to us, and some of us embrace it. Some of us hold on to it for dear life. Some of us embrace it so much that they get mad when people try to pull them off of it. You got those relatives who get mad at you because you want to bring a solution, right? They get mad at you because you want to save and invest. They get mad at you because you want a better life. Well, I'm sorry, they got to jump on board. They're gonna get left behind. Now, with that being said, let me finish up here. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. I do have another book called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. You can get a copy at drboycebooks.com. We also have financial flashcards and workbooks for children if you want to go take a look at some of those. And then also, if you like stock options, my stock options program is drboyceprime.com. That's where we have really straightforward, very safe methods for generating consistent income selling stock options. I think you guys are going to like it. I know the Prime members love it. And if you are a Prime member, we're going to have a gathering at the All Black National Convention of all the Prime members as well. So if you want to join us in Chicago, October 25th to the 27th, just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Okay, guys. So I got to run in a second. And the reason I got to run is because today or tomorrow actually is my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. And I want to say I want to give a shout out to all of y'all that have hustled through many years of marriage. I know how hard it is. My parents, they are literally one day away from their 50th wedding anniversary, and we're about to have a celebratory dinner tonight. I'm going to get a chance to say some words. I've been meditating on it all day because I really don't know exactly what I'm supposed to say to a couple that's really gone through that much and where it meant so much to me. And just to give you the background, my father did not meet me until I was 2 years old. My biological father wasn't around. He, drugs got him and everything was drugs in prison and all that. But I had a real man that stepped up. His name was Larry Watkins, and he's been raising me since I was 3. And he's an amazing man. He's a strong man. He's a veteran like some of you. So he understood the mission and he fought for our family like crazy. He did it. They got it done. My parents worked together. They sacrificed for all these years, and they created a type of stability in our house that that money cannot buy. If that stability was not created there, I don't know if I'd be the man that I am now. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's working to create a stable household for your children. I encourage you, if you have a child with someone or you get married to someone, there are specialists and experts out there that can help you make it work. Don't try to figure it out all on your own. That was the biggest mistake I made when I was younger. Would just think that the solution would come to me. No, Black relationships are complex. Relationships in general are hard. Get you some professional help and fight for it as hard as you fight for that damn white man's job. Seriously, we will fight harder to keep a job and keep a good relationship with racist white people who run companies than we will to keep a good relationship with a Black woman that loves us. Seriously, we'll train harder to get a job working for Walmart or something or Nike than we will train to actually run a family. I think we got it backward. I think that the family is what's valuable, not that damn job. So why in the hell did you go to school 6 years to get a job, but you won't study 6 months to learn how to run a relationship or a family or to raise a child? All these are things that you can study. All these areas have curricula. Why are you focused on the wrong thing? This is part of the problem. This is what we have to do. This is what we have to focus on. This is how we create our own educational process. With that said, the company that I like right now is Aura Biosciences. The ticker symbol is AURA. AURA. There's no guarantee. This is not investing advice. I do not give investing advice on this platform ever. But Aura Biosciences, AURA, is the stock that I just bought. There's reason to believe that this stock over the next 3 to 5 years is going to do well. Let's see if we can make some money together. If you'd like to see lists of stocks, I make lists for the stocks, lists of stocks for students in the Black Business School every week. If you'd like to be a part of that program, feel free to go to drboycestocks.com. That's drboycestocks.com. So anyway, guys, I got to get out of here. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening, and hope you have a great day. And I will talk to you all soon. And bless you. Love you. I'll see you soon. Peace.